From October 2025, Australia is introducing major new laws for student visas, changes that could impact thousands of international students planning to study in the country. Whether you're dreaming of world-class education in Sydney, Melbourne, or Brisbane, or already enrolled in an Australian university, these updates will directly affect your journey. In this video, we'll break down the new student visa laws, explain what they mean for you, highlight opportunities and challenges, and give you a clear picture of Australia's new direction in international education. Stay tuned till the end, because what you hear today might change your entire study plan. Australia has long been one of the top destinations for international students, hosting more than 600,000 international enrolments annually. However, over the past few years, the government has faced multiple challenges. Concerns over student visa misuse for work rather than study. Pressure on housing markets in big cities like Melbourne and Sydney. Rising demand for skilled migration pathways. The need to maintain education as one of Australia's biggest export industries. By October 2025, the government aims to tighten visa rules to ensure genuine students benefit, while reducing loopholes exploited for permanent residency or unauthorised work. This reform is not sudden. It follows months of parliamentary debate, consultation with universities, and recommendations from the Department of Home Affairs. One of the biggest changes coming in October 2025 is the higher English language threshold for student visas. IELTS requirement. Students applying for higher education will now need an overall score of 6.5, instead of the current 6.0. For vocational courses, the requirement has increased from 5.5 to 6.0. Students entering foundation or pathway programs must also demonstrate stronger English readiness. Why this change? The government argues that stronger English skills will help students succeed in Australian classrooms, reduce dropout rates, ensure graduates are better equipped for the workforce if they pursue migration later. This has drawn mixed reactions. Universities and colleges are concerned about reduced enrolments, especially from countries where English is a second language. But policymakers believe the quality of education and student outcomes will improve in the long run. Another major change is the increase in financial proof requirements for visa applicants. As of October 2025, students will need to show they have access to at least 29,000 Australian dollars per year to cover tuition fees and living costs. Dependents will require an additional AUD 7,000 to 10,000 proof of funds. This is a sharp rise compared to the earlier requirement of around 24,500 Australian dollars. Why does this matter? The government wants to ensure students are financially stable and not forced into illegal or exploitative work to survive. With the cost of living crisis and soaring rents in major cities, many students struggled in recent years. For some families, this new rule may make Australia less affordable compared to Canada or the UK. However, officials say this will attract students who are truly prepared for the financial demands of studying abroad. Work rules for student visa holders are also changing. Currently, students can work 48 hours per fortnight during study sessions. From October 2025, the government will introduce a tiered system. Undergraduate students, 36 hours per fortnight. Postgraduate students, 48 hours per fortnight. PhD students, no cap on work hours, as long as study progress is maintained. The aim is to prevent student visas from being misused primarily for full-time work. Employers in hospitality and retail sectors are worried, as many rely on international student labour. For students, this means they will need to carefully budget and rely more on savings or family support, rather than depending heavily on part-time jobs. Australia has long been attractive because of generous post-study work visas. In October 2025, these rules will also change. Bachelor's degree graduates, 2 years, unchanged. Master's graduates, reduced from 3 years to 2.5 years. PhD graduates, 4 years, unchanged. Additionally, extensions for regional study remain, giving students an extra 1 to 2 years if they study outside Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane. However, the government has ended the special COVID-era extensions, which previously gave graduates more time to work. This shift reflects Australia's strategy to balance migration. Officials want graduates to contribute, but not to overstay indefinitely without moving to skilled migration pathways. Perhaps the most controversial rule is the introduction of the Genuine Student Test, GST. Instead of simply proving academic enrollment, applicants will now need to demonstrate their career plans after graduation, financial and family support in their home country, proof that their primary reason is education, not migration. Visa officers will have more discretion to reject applications if they suspect the student is using education as a backdoor to permanent residency. This could reduce visa approvals from certain countries where refusal rates were already high. On the other hand, it might improve Australia's reputation for hosting serious students who are committed to study. Another focus is on the housing crisis. Starting October 2025, universities must guarantee or facilitate student housing options for a portion of international students. Students may need to show proof of accommodation booking during visa applications. This aims to reduce pressure on rental markets in cities where students often face overcrowding and unaffordable rents. The reforms will have wide-ranging consequences. Universities fear a drop in enrollments, especially from South Asia and Africa, where financial proof is harder to meet. Students will face more pressure to prepare academically and financially before applying. Employers in part-time job sectors may struggle with reduced student labor supply. Communities could see fewer migrants transitioning from study to PR. Still, the government insists that quality over quantity will secure the long-term future of Australia's education industry. The October 2025 laws represent a turning point. Australia is signalling that while it welcomes international students, it expects them to be academically ready, financially stable, genuinely focused on education for some. This means Australia may no longer be the easiest option compared to Canada, the UK, or Germany. For others, it's an opportunity. Those who meet the higher bar will find less competition and perhaps more respect in the system. In summary, the October 2025 student visa laws bring stricter English requirements, higher financial proof, reduced work hours, tighter post-study rights, and the new Genuine Student Test. While these changes might discourage some applicants, they also aim to strengthen Australia's reputation as a world-class education hub. So, if you're planning to study in Australia, start preparing early, improve your English, secure strong financial backing, and be ready to explain your genuine study goals. The big question is, will these changes make Australia less attractive for international students, or will they ensure a better quality of education and life for those who make it? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.